Alright, so Samsung already released quite a few smartphones this year. And right here we have the Samsung Galaxy A14 5G, the cheapest of all of them with a price of just 200 euros over here in Germany. Now for that price, you will get a 50 megapixel main camera and an ultra wide angle lens, a large 5000 mAh battery that will last you up to 2 days on normal usage, and a pretty cool design. So today we will take a closer look at all of the specs, the battery life, what features do we get, and I guess without further ado, let's get started. So the Samsung Galaxy A14 only comes with a 6.6-inch LCD touch display instead of an OLED display that we get with many other smartphones in that price range. A little bit unfortunate, which we will get to see later on in the video quality. Also, this phone is pretty chunky with a weight of 200 grams, and if you look at it from the side, you see that it's pretty thick as well. 9mm to be precise, so it's really a big smartphone. Now something I really like a lot about the A14 is the plastic back. This one is not a matte nor it's a polished plastic back. If you scrub over it like this, it does a squeaky sound and it actually sounds pretty cool. This phone has a plastic frame and a simple glass front, nothing too expensive like I expected from a budget smartphone if you have the Samsung Galaxy S23 in mind. And if you look at the camera setup on this phone, you do see some similarities. Each of these three cameras sit directly on the case instead of an extra element like we get with other Galaxy models. Also, all the way at the bottom, you have your black on black Samsung logo, and that looks really dope. The big upgrade when we want to compare the Samsung Galaxy A14 to the previous A13 is the resolution and the display. Now this one has a slightly larger display with 6.6 inches, and instead of getting a 720p resolution, this one now rocks a full HD plus resolution 1080p. So since we don't have an OLED display, you don't get the best contrast on your pictures and videos. I think it's still more than good enough for your YouTube and Twitch videos on the go, especially since you have 5G connectivity. You won't run into big buffering problems. Just if you are in the train over here in Germany, nothing works during those rides, believe me. The small selfie camera on top of the display doesn't bother me too much during the videos, but I have to point out those huge black bezels. The ones on the side and top are okay, but you get a rather big chin on the bottom of the phone, which takes away quite a bit of your display. Now when it comes to the audio, the A14 has a single firing speaker on the bottom and a 3.5mm headphone jack. The sound does get loud and the sound quality is good too. So here's a small example. Keeps on running. So today we will take a look at all of the features, how long your battery will last with and without the solar energy, sport modes, and accuracy of the built-in GPS. Taking a look at the battery life, the Galaxy A14 comes with a big 5000 mAh battery that will last you for up to 2 full days on normal usage. Of course, it kinda depends on your usage, but 2 days is what I got out of the A14. Now charging this phone can take a while since it only supports 15 watts charging, plus you don't get a charging brick inside of the box, so you need to have your own already. Now charging phone takes about 2 full hours. The Samsung Galaxy A14 comes with 5G connectivity, which is great when you want to play games on the go, plus you get that MediaTek Dimensity 700, which is the same that we had on the previous model with the A13. This one is a medium chipset, which is just enough to play some basic games, but don't expect to play any games on high resolution like Genshin Impact or Apex Legends. I played my car racing games and it was doing alright-ish. It wasn't running all that well, but I can definitely live with that performance at that price point. Also, navigating on this phone feels a little bit slow sometimes and it lags every time it needs to buffer new news. The A14 comes with the OneUi 5.1 core slapped on top of Android 13. It's similar to what we get on the high-end Samsung smartphones, just with some trimmed down features. For example, you don't get the Bixby voice assistant or Samsung Pay. On the side, you still get your fingerprint sensor and a face detection, and both work just fine as you can see. So this phone comes in 2 different variations. Now there's a 64 and a 128 gig storage version, of which 24 gigs are already used up by the system, which is quite a lot for a 64 gig version. So definitely keep that in mind. Fortunately, the storage is expandable with an extra SD card. Now there aren't any super special features on the A14, Now you will get your modes and routines. With that one, you can have different set of wallpapers. Your phone will automatically enable the D&D mode or mute the phone if you are at work, lower the volume, and there's overall a lot of stuff that you can customize. You can change your home screen layout to either 4x5, 5x5, 6x5, and stuff like that. By double pressing the side key, you will open up your camera or open up any of your apps on the smartphone. There is a one-handed mode, and over in the labs you will find more cool features such as multi-window for all apps, swipe for pop-up view, and a few more. Actually, quite a lot for such a cheap smartphone. As for the camera that we get on the backside, we get a 50 megapixel main camera, a 5 megapixel ultra wide lens, 2 megapixel macro, and over on the front side there is a 13 megapixel selfie camera. Now the front and the back camera only capture videos in 1080p with just 30 frames per second, which really isn't that great. So I took a few pictures using the portrait mode of the front and the back camera, and both look actually decent. The selfie camera has got some noise in it, just like on the nighttime pictures. There are also some more camera modes such as a macro mode, nighttime mode, slow motion, hyperlapse, and also a pro mode. More than I would expect from such a smartphone. And guys, there we have it. That's the Samsung Galaxy A14 5G smartphone. Now, I have also covered the Samsung Galaxy A34 and the A54 on this channel. Just click that video right here to get right to them. And I guess with that being said, I will see you in the next one. Peace.